So it's going to be a quick little video on how I prepare my edges for wallets and stuff. I purposefully left it misshaped here. And when I started, what I used to do was I take a small little block plane and I would plane it smooth. And it works. It works really well. You just plane it until it gets smooth. What I have ended up doing is just leaving trim allowance. I'll leave just a little bit more. I'll leave a little bit more so that I can cut it nice and flush. And that allows me to not mess with planing it and all that. I'll trim it and then I'll get a sanding block and I sand it. He's going crazy over there. And you don't have to have much for trim allowance, just a little bit, because you don't want to waste a lot of leather. After I trim it, and these are great by the way, after I trim it, I have different sanding blocks where I'll come in, and you can see how smooth and how nice that edge already is. It doesn't need much, and honestly, I may not even have to sand it, but I will take, if it's not where I want it, I'll take it and I'll sand that edge to get it perfectly smooth, and then I'll come back and I'll burnish it. So when I go to burnish my edge, I've used a lot of stuff, but I absolutely love this token oil. Works fantastically. I've actually put it in a squeeze bottle because if I normally wet the edge and then I'll put the token oil on and then I'll burnish it. But the squeeze bottle has some water and token oil in it. So I just apply it to the edge after I've trimmed it, sanded it, and chamfered the edges. I know that's not the right word, but edging tool, chamfer life. I will put the token oil on here, let it soak in for a little bit, and then I grab a piece of canvas. You can use a slicker tool. I found the canvas works really well, and I've heard that denim works great as well if you've got some old blue jeans laying around that you're not using. And with burnishing, it is just friction, not pressure. Just go back and forth on it, building up that heat and letting it gloss over. Bring you over here where we can see it in the light. So this, I don't know if you can tell. Oh, come on now. It's really hard to see. That's just burnishing it after cutting it. I didn't sand it. I just wanted to see what would happen. So I'm going to sand it, burnish it again, and you can repeat that process to achieve the edge that you want. Guys that have glass-like edges, it takes a lot of time. It's very labor intensive and time consuming, but I wish the light would hit that. I mean, it's not horrible, but I'm gonna do it 3 more times, sand it, burnish it, sand it, burnish it, and see what I come up with. So the smoother you can get the edge, the better. I'm only taking this to 400. I've seen makers take it further than that. I can't incrementally step it up because I've got 400 and then I jump to 1,000, I think. So I can't step it up. But if you were to just want a perfectly glass-like edge, you just repeat this process as many times as you want to achieve that look. There's makers out there, and I said guys earlier, there's makers, men and women out there that do phenomenal work. I'm not gonna say I'm a novice. I've been doing it a couple of years now, 2.5 years off and on, and I really enjoy doing it. It's relaxing, and you get to make really good gifts for people. That's what I'm doing now. So this is the third and final time I've sanded and gonna burnish. Again, it's just friction back and forth. You don't want to put a lot of pressure, not on a small edge like this. Larger edges you can to help shape it. And you just want to do that the length of the entire project. I am not going to go further than this because I think this is going to be fine. Plus I still have to, I'm already 4 hours into this wallet and I'm not even halfway done with it. This wallet's probably going to take close to 8 hours to make because I'm doing everything by hand. I don't have dies to cut it out. I don't have a sewing machine. It's just very labor intensive. I got into it watching YouTube videos years ago. It's like, man, that doesn't look hard. You know, after watching a 15-20 minute video, hours and hours later, I think the smallest wallet I make, the easiest, simplest wallet I make takes 3.5 hours. The next one up from there takes 4. Got another design that takes 6, and I'm guessing this is going to take me about 8 hours. But I skive all the pockets down, thin them out so that the cards don't bulk up too much. Let's see, can get the light on there. Y'all can see this. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. It's after 3 times. It's not too shabby. And you can also dye it and then burnish it, and the dye will hide a lot of things. But if you want that raw leather look that in my opinion just looks so good, sand it, burnish it, sand it, burnish it until you get it what you want. All right, thank y'all. Have a good one.